So today we are going to talk about really getting to know your target audience. Now, I know that you guys hear me talk about your target audience all of the time. So let's just do a quick review. Target audience, your avatar, your ideal client, like whatever terminology you want to put on this person, a group of people, this is that exact center of the bullseye, like most amazing client that you just want to clone and work with over and over and over. And when we talk about targeting this person or group of people, we're talking about you wanting to be intentional and make an investment of time and money attracting this type of person to your business. Okay. So it's not as though you're saying, I don't work with any of these other people, or I don't work with you if you don't fit this exact mold. It's about being intentional about your time and your money and the effort that you're spending on your marketing, and only spending that time, money, effort, and energy on the best possible person that you want to jump out of bed every morning and work with, and also the best possible person that's going to get the most benefit from your business. Now, this person, once you like narrow it down, right? So if you are a realtor, this is not anyone looking to buy or sell a home in the state that you live in. This is not anyone looking to buy or sell a home in the metro area that you live in. This is like you are looking for first-time home buyers who don't yet have children but are planning on having some. They might have a pet. They're looking in this like very specific area. So like pick like a side, north side, west side, east side of your metropolitan area. They're also looking in a price range, like in the 3 to 450,000. Um, and then it goes deeper than that, right? So they like nice things. They shop at places like Nordstrom. They're super into entertainment. What type of entertainment? Are they into sporting events? Are they into concerts? And so you need to like really dig into who that persona is. Now, if you say that you are looking to attract early 30s male who has a significant other at some level, looking to buy his first home, and he's into sporting events, and that's who you are speaking to. That's who every image, every message, everything is targeted towards that person. Does that mean that you're not going to work with a single female? Does that mean that you're not going to work with a family of 5? No, of course not. Does that mean that you're not going to work with this 30-something-year-old guy if he's into concerts instead of sporting events? No, absolutely not. Because what's going to happen is by honing your marketing for, let's say, that guy that's really into sporting events, plays golf, has a dog, every image is targeted towards him, every social media post, every email message, every conversation that you're having, once you get to know the guy and find out it's just like him, you've got this, right? You know exactly what you're going to say because you know what he wants, you know what his problem is, and you know that you have a solution to fix it. Now, in trying to attract this guy, let's say you attract the concert-loving guy who has no interest in sports. That's fine. You still can work with him. And then you attract this family of 5. Now you have a choice. Do you want to work with them? Can you serve them well? Or do you want to refer them to someone else? Like you get to decide because something in your messaging spoke to someone in that family of 5, and they decided that they wanted to work with you because they already felt connected to you. That's what targeting your market does for your business. It lets your audience have this feeling like, oh my gosh, like they know me. They really get me. And like sometimes you do it so well that someone is reading your social media post or your email and they are thinking, holy crap, they can read my mind. Like I don't know how, but they have hacked my phone. They know all of my thoughts. So you might be wondering, how do you get to this place? How do you get to a place where you know your most ideal client so well that they think that you're either stalking them or you packed their phone? You do it through conversations. You sit down with people that fit the broad strokes of your ideal client. You find out more about them and you ask them what their most pressing problem is. That thing that's keeping them up at night, that thing that they so desperately want to fix. And then you see if you have a solution to that problem. Now, in the conversations where you are just trying to understand your ideal client rather than sales conversations where they've come to you and they said, I see that you offer something that might be good for me. I would like to know more about that. So getting to conversations where you are trying to understand your ideal client have nothing to do with selling. These are conversations. So like if you are thinking about up leveling your avatar, expanding to a new target market, if you're thinking about rebranding your business and targeting a different clientele, or if you're launching a new service that is targeting a new client, these are all times where you might need to do some research on your target market. And so that's most of what I want to talk to you guys about today, because everything up until now should have been a bit of a review. But so when you are thinking about going through this change and working with a different type of ideal client, you need to get to know them. Because if you don't already, the easiest, best solution is that you already have clients that you work with that fit this avatar. So let's just, for example, say you're going to up level, right? You want to just move up into your next level of ideal client. So maybe you are starting a high ticket service, or maybe you are increasing your prices, or maybe you just want to up level, back to the realtor. If you started at a first time home buyer, you're ready to up level. You want to start breaking into the luxury market. So you're no longer targeting first time home buyers. So what made you successful with first time home buyers is not going to be the same thing that makes you successful in the luxury market. And you need to find out who they are, what they're looking for, what their problem is, what's keeping them up at night. And this illustration works across the board, no matter what type of business that you're in. So ideally, this first-time home buyer type realtor has a couple clients they've worked with in the luxury market. They can just talk to them and be like, hey, why'd you choose me? What made you think of me? What were you looking for when you were looking for your new house? What were some things that were going on in your head? Really dig deep. And all you're doing is sitting down for 15, 20 minutes with someone and saying, I want to really get to know you. I want to learn so much about you. And the amazing thing is people love talking about themselves in most cases. Not me. Like I'm one of the worst people that to use in this example, but most people absolutely love talking about themselves. And so if you tell someone I want to understand where you were before you started working with me. Would you mind sitting down with me for 20 minutes? I'd love to buy you a coffee. 9 times out of 10, they will happily say yes. Now, what if you're in a situation where you want to up level and you've never worked with that next level person, that person that you think you want to work with? You've never worked with them. You don't have any past clients that you can reach out to that fit this new demographic. Now you need to go into your sphere, ask your friends, family, past clients, who do you know that might fit this persona? Could you make an introduction for me? Can you help me out? Maybe you look on LinkedIn. It's a great place to find people that are looking to not only grow their business, but so many people that are leaders in business want to help other people that are looking to grow their business, especially if it's not a super heavy lift. So while I am going to probably pass on most cold pitches, no, I'm going to pass on all cold pitches that come into my LinkedIn inbox that are looking to sell me something or, sit down and talk with them about their service. Um, I could go into a whole podcast about cold pitches, but all of those, I'm either saying no or I'm ignoring. However, if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, I've been looking at your profile. You fit my new demographic that I'm looking to target. I don't want to sell you anything. I would just really appreciate if you had 15 minutes where I could just really pick your brain and understand better you and other people like you and what problems you might be dealing with right now. I promise there will not be a sales pitch at the end. I really value your time. I just want to have a conversation." In those cases, I will almost always say yes. I'm going to do a little research. I'm going to make sure this person seems legit and professional, but I'm going to always say yes because I would have loved to have had that kind of leg up as I was growing my business. I would have loved to have had that insight to have those conversations when I was starting out in my business. And so, more often than not, if you have the courage and you make yourself vulnerable enough to hear a no, people will be willing to have that conversation with you and then just have a conversation. There's no script to follow. There's no like, here are the 5 questions you have to ask. You need to figure out not so much where they shop, but you need to find out what problems they have that coincide with the business that you have. Um, how how painful those problems are for them, and what type of value they place on getting that problem resolved. Because if I have this problem that's kind of been there, but it's more like a nagging problem, and I can sort of shove it aside, and it's not super important, and it's not really bothering me or affecting my life, I am not going to invest thousands of dollars to fix that problem. Now, if this is a quick 1 hour, $100, and I can get this little naggy pain in the what problem to just go away, yeah, I might be willing to throw $100 in an hour at it and see if it leaves. But if you're looking at selling high ticket coaching consulting strategy, if you're asking someone to trust you with building their dream home, if you're asking someone to trust you with finding them their dream home and negotiating the best possible deal on it and making sure that process goes smoothly and stress-free, this is like next level, right? This is like a big investment, and I'm going to need to be in more pain than just this naggy thing that I can shove aside. Like, I'm going to need this pain to be keeping me up at night. I'm going to need this pain to be a constant thing. I'm going to need this pain to be the thing that is blocking me from really growing my business or really up leveling my leadership. And I need to, one, know that this problem exists, and two, be actively searching for a solution to fix it. Then I become your target market. And so when you're having these quick conversations, just really sort of guide the person into like, so where are you? What are your problems? What's going on? And here's the key. Pay super close attention to the exact words that they are saying. I have so many clients who, one, guess what their new up-level avatar wants. They guess what their problem is. They guess what the most pressing thing is. They guess what feeling this person has about this problem. And they guess what solution they think they want. That's a terrible way to try to grow your business, because if you're guessing wrong, your marketing fails. You can have the best marketing, the best messaging, the best strategy. And if your guesses that built everything else is incorrect, then your marketing fails. And if your marketing fails, your business fails. Unless you're willing to sit down, you see that the marketing is failing, sit down and have a conversation and realize your guesses were wrong. Then you can't say, well, I mean, they said that they wanted to have like a smoking hot body by the time their vacation rolled around in 6 weeks. But I know that what they really wanted was to feel better, to have more energy, and to just like live a whole sustainable lifestyle. And then you build your marketing on feeling better and having more energy, but your target market just really wants to have a smoking hot body by the time they go on their beach vacation, right? So even though you have the conversations, if you do not use the exact words that your target market is telling you about the problem they have, how they feel about the problem, what kind of resolution they want, and how they want to feel once their problem is resolved, and you're not using those exact words, then your marketing is still going to be a mess. It's in using their exact words, their thoughts, their feelings, that you are able to create a marketing message that makes them feel like you've hacked their phone, you know their thoughts, like you can read their mind. And when you connect with them on that level, then they will instantly trust you so much more than everyone else out there who is doing this super generic, broad, vague marketing that is trying to hit everyone and actually resonates with no one. So, actionable advice for this week: have the conversations, whether it's 5, 10, or 15 people. Make clear notes about their exact problems, feelings, struggles, what they want. Like they're at point A, they want to get to point B. Find out how they describe point B. Find out what their life looks like after they get to point B. Find out how they feel after point B. All of this is going to help you create your perfect marketing message. And it is going to resonate so clearly with your ideal clients. Now, you will find in collecting this data that not everyone is going to use the exact same words. And so you're going to need to sort of filter it through, but you got to filter it through their lens, not yours. And this is where so many people fall off track, because it would be easy if 10 people would give you the exact words for the exact same problem that they wanted to solve, and the exact same point B, the exact same feelings when they get this problem resolved, right? But if it were easy, everybody would be doing it. So yes, you need to put some thought into this. This isn't just going to be a quick plug and play. If it were, everybody would have amazing messaging. Do the interviews, gather the data, then schedule a call with me. We can work through this. I can help you see where there's a lot of crossover, where we're just using synonyms here, where like this person said this problem, this is a deeper level of this problem. And so you just then decide, do you work on the shallow level of the problem or the deeper level of the problem? You know? And when you're having those conversations, don't be afraid to use the phrase, tell me more about that, because it's in the tell me more about that that you will be able to peel back the layers and really get to that deeper level problem. It's the deeper level problem that makes you sound like you can read their mind. Send out some invitations. Send them to me if I fit your target market. Let's get you guys clear on who your new target market is and really up-level your messaging so that you can totally kill it the end of 2024 and the first part of 2025. I'm rooting for you guys. I know that this is possible for you. Until next week, I am Jennifer with Limitless Impact Agency.